week 3 since it's become a bestseller. By the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know where that came from. Thank you. So I mentioned that though, not just like to totally brag, but also like you guys. But because by the time the book came out, I was like, well, I don't need this book to change my life. It already has. The process of putting everything on paper, I've been saying this a lot. The more you remember, the more you remember. And that was so much of the work that I was doing, was forcing myself to remember things. And as I was doing that, then other things would come up. And then I started to think about how, in totality, the entire experience and process of putting the book together was a remembering. It was a remembering, a bringing together or knitting together of all these versions of myself that I had shed kind of along the way, and making a home for all of them. And so I feel very changed by that. I think my capacity, as much as I couldn't have imagined it, when you can make room for all of the pain that you've been through, and you can actually sit with it and acknowledge it, you can have kind of that awareness that then moves into a radical acceptance. Your capacity for all these other things grow too. And so I'm sort of stupefied by how that continues to happen. And the thing that's the most wonderful, that you can't plan for, is when somebody shares their story with you. When somebody hears you on a podcast or reads the book and immediately is like ready to tell you how much your story was a companion to their journey, or wherever they are in it. I'm constantly being changed by that. I will also share in the ways in which the story is still being written, so much so that 2 days after the book came out, I had my first event here in New York, in Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn. Shout out to my OG tour folks who are also in the room. And I'll try to make this brief, but I got back to my hotel and I had a DM from somebody who knew my sister and me as kids, and knew I don't think I told you this.
No, you didn't.
Knew my mom. This woman, Hope, is maybe 10, 12 years older than me, and she has a sister who's very close to her age. And anyway, they would babysit us sometimes when we were little. My mom was like their aunt, sort of thing. And she's reading the book. It's clear that she's in a certain chapter 2, and she starts to tell me in this DM about her memory of my mother's drug addiction before I was born. And then she goes on to tell me that when my sister and I were little, that my mom would leave us with them for like months at a time. I didn't know this until 2 days after my book came out. First of all, that would have been in the book. I had no idea. But I lost it. I completely sort of just like broke down into tears, because this story is very much still being written. And so I'm literally learning new facts about my life at the same time.
I do want to say